Live from the studio of his parents' basement, the Have You Seen It podcast.
Hello and welcome back to the Have You Seen It podcast. My name is Mason Knight. Sitting across from me is the one and only Cash Kraus with a special guest today, Devin Davis. But before we begin, if you guys can please be sure to smash that like button, comment below, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell notification as we drop videos here every single day. So with that said, Cash, what are we reviewing today?
Oh, it's it's an A24 film, of course. It's all we review these days. Of course, we are a couple of A24 shills.
As they say. We got a back-to-back this week, too.
Yeah, that's I'm not kidding. That's all we're gonna start doing.
No, just A24.
Yeah, but
as long as they come out.
A film that I've been heavily anticipating for a long, long time, ever since I saw the insane trailer and the reaction we did. It is Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, directed by the Daniels, who directed Swiss Army Man, which we did here.
Yep.
Loved it, and
Have you seen that one, Devin?
Not yet, no.
It's pretty good. It's pretty
you
good.
would definitely remember it.
Yeah, you definitely remember. It is a wonky film, I tell you that much. Yeah.
About a man falling
lot
in
of farting.
love with a corpse.
Yeah, a lot of flatulence throughout
Yeah.
the whole film.
It's easily the movie Daniel Radcliffe will always be remembered for.
Of course. I don't even know what else he played or would have played.
Or would have played. Who knows what that
Might have
guy's
been his
up to.
debut.
Did he play Luke Skywalker?
Yes, that was Luke.
It was
that
Luke
was him?
Skywalker.
All right.
That's where I recognized him from. Yes.
Yeah.
Daniel Radcliffe.
I still stand by.
You know who he would
Swiss Army
play?
Man.
Yes.
You know who he'd play good?
Ew.
Harry Potter. I know that's a crazy
It would have been a
statement.
good cast, but they kind of missed the mark there.
They could never make those books into movies. So they would never.
They would
Wouldn't
never
even be-
translate
It
well.
would not be
No.
successful.
No.
No, definitely not. But yes, Everywhere All at Once. It's starring Michelle Yeoh. Love Michelle Yeoh. She's on a heater right now.
She is.
But yes, Stephanie. How do you say that last name? Hizu.
You're asking the wrong guy. I'm going to say
know.
Hizu? Yeah, Hizu has got to be the only
She's great in this, but the standout is Ki Kwan. Short Round, aka Data from the Goonies. He plays her dad, and he kills it in this.
And Indiana Jones, too, with the old Harrison Ford.
Yeah, Short Round. That's what I said.
Oh, Short Round. Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
That's his
And the
name.
Goonies. I see you added them together.
Yeah, he was not Short Round in the Goonies.
Goonies.
No,
Right.
no. But I thought he fucking killed it. This is an insane movie. I don't think I've seen any movie like this, and it was one of my favorite movies that I've seen in a very long time. I love the themes. I thought it was hilarious. I laughed a lot, cried a little bit. It was crazy.
I definitely think one of the standout things that I did enjoy about this, I did not love the film as much as you did, Cash. I did enjoy it, and obviously, I liked it. It's not my favorite film I've seen this year, but I thought it was really good. People should watch it. But definitely the standout for me was the action. I thought the choreography was a lot of fun. And even the weird, when she would go through the time dimensions and, kind of that where she'd go back, I really enjoyed that too. A lot of cut-ups there.
Yeah.
A ton.
Yeah, the editing was amazing. I loved all the very vastly different dimensions. It felt like a weird Rick and Morty episode where they're going through all the different dimensions. Devin, what do you think about it?
I'm probably with you more so on how much I liked it. I thought the whole traveling through different dimensions and just the editing and the cinematography was really, really interesting, really good. Must have taken a fucking century to do all that.
Well,
So
and
I really respect that and appreciate that.
And the writing, though, to be really cohesive and not that confusing at all. I really was going into this thinking this was going to be a much more confusing
Sci-fi
film.
heavy.
Hard to follow maybe with all the different dimensions, but not at all. No,
I think it was very well put together.
Yeah, it was super easy to follow. I mean, I can't talk highly enough about this film. I fucking loved it. I thought the acting was great too.
I also don't know if I'd ever be able to forgive myself if I did not bring this up, Cash. It does have my gal in it.
Oh yeah, I
You know, and I got to bring it up. I absolutely have to. My girl, which the dinner is still on the table.
Still out there.
Jamie Lee Curtis. I am a married man now, but I will still take you to dinner.
She might be a married woman.
She might, but hey, might have to do what we got to do.
You can't love. I mean, you can't stand in the way of love, though, right?
You cannot.
You can't let a wife and husband stand in the way.
Oh, of true love, the love that I have for Jamie.
And if Mary loves you, then she would understand that.
Absolutely.
You know, Jamie Lee
I got a hall
Curtis.
pass. I actually joked around with my wife. I said, my one hall pass, Jamie Lee Curtis. Are you okay?
It's
And
not
she
a bad
goes-
hall pass.
She just nodded in agreement. She said yes. And I was like, all right.
We will never talk
She
about
said
this
hers.
again.
She said hers was Francis Ngannou, and you
Yeah.
understood.
Oh, yeah, of course I understand. Yes, he's a massive man.
You might want to pick a better one than
Right.
Jamie Lee Curtis, Mason.
You know, she
I
was
didn't
in
know
a-
she would go. I mean, that's a very real pick.
It is. She
was
might
in a-
never.
She's clearly put a lot of thought into that.
She was in a great movie last year.
Who?
Jamie Lee Curtis. Halloween Kills. That's what it was.
It was all right. I didn't think it was as bad as a lot of people thought, but I
Not a
thought
fan
like
of the second.
But for real, she was amazing in this. She is fucking awesome. She plays kind of the villain role, kind of like
Yeah.
the lead henchman, which is such an odd casting, but it's fucking perfect.
It worked.
It did work. I love the fight scenes with Jamie Lee Curtis. She's just getting fucking thrown through drywall.
Oh, dude, that part
That's
was funny when she
awesome.
went down the stairs. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love that the whole thing takes place in the fucking IRS building, the most boring place in the world. But this is where the universe is going to end. All the universes is in this mundane fucking IRS
If
building.
you think about it, it makes sense.
Where all the trophies are shaped like butt plugs. When I first saw the trophy, I was like, man, I had no idea they're going to go back to it. They go back to it hard.
Oh, they do. Yeah.
But
It goes back into it, too,
The
I'll tell
best, good one.
Thank you.
But,
it was just too easy. I had to.
But the best auditor of the year
a tight
awards
it is. Yeah, it was.
are always shaped like butt plugs. I thought that was fucking hilarious. But yeah, she's amazing in it. Great choreography too for the fight scenes.
Yeah.
she really gets into it.
She does. Even at her age. That's what I'm telling you. She's limber. Still fight, still jump around, do her thing.
But Michelle Yeoh, man, I mean, she is like a martial arts icon, especially for women, and she still fucking got it. She could kill me in a heartbeat, very quick. But she's fucking awesome. I loved how the universe worked. Where, if you don't know the plot, it's basically there's an infinite amount of universes, right? Some of them are just subtle differences. Some of them are life has never formed, so everyone's just rocks, and so they're really, really different. But anytime you like go into that universe, you get whatever the skill set of you in that
Very
universe.
hard to get your rocks off in that universe.
Yeah, wow, we're going heavy on the puns today.
We
And
are.
I
We are. And I got to.
wish we could stop it right now.
It was there.
I don't
and had
care.
to take
I don't
it.
care.
It's
Don't
too
do
easy.
it. Yeah.
But talking about those rock scenes, I mean, how unique was that?
For
To
that
just
scene,
have
that's
pure
the scene where I got
silence.
weepy eyed, and for that writing to be where it's just two fucking rocks. And
Sitting there doing
yeah,
nothing.
and at one point
Right.
they're like, "Mom, don't do it." They're like, "I'm
Subtitles.
coming over." Mom, don't do it. And the rock starts slowly moving.
With just the googly eyes on it.
And that scene is it's so easy to do. Obviously, it's so easy to shoot. I mean, it was like the climax too, and that really dramatic part where she like tumbles down the hill and the mom goes after her. But it's two rocks being thrown down a hill. But it is a very heavy scene in the fucking movie. But it's just two rocks, man. It's great fucking writing.
It really is.
Yeah, but I love that.
I thought Stephanie, I know we've talked about her a little bit, but she did a really good job playing Joy because she had to convey a lot of emotions, you know.
Well, she is the big bad in the film. She's actually the villain, yeah. And yeah, like I said, I just love the themes of this film. It deals with a lot of like nihilism and how, you know, if you're unhappy, really nothing matters. And it's just some heavy, heavy fucking things. But she was great in it. And the fucking costumes, you know, because her costumes were constantly changing whenever she would go into a different personality or whatever. They all looked great. All very different.
I wonder how long it took to shoot because I was thinking about that all.
Yeah.
I was like, she transformed how many, like 50 times?
In what a span of like 3 minutes at one point.
Yeah, for that one scene in the hallway.
And the continuity of like lining her up exactly where she is. I mean, perfectly.
You know how they probably did that? Probably a stand-in double had to stand there
Oh,
while she
yeah.
changed her costume and then back. You know, obviously they have marks, but that's
a lot of marks, I can only imagine.
that scene probably legitimately in that hallway where she changes 50 times probably took 2 days to shoot.
Oh, at least.
Because it's
not.
so
At least.
many costume
Yeah,
changes.
it could definitely be more than that. I mean, there's choreography, there's fight scenes that take weeks to shoot to get those down. And this was a a fight scene, but much more fucking complicated.
Yeah, I have to ask, what was your guys' favorite universe or dimension, whatever you want to call it?
I know mine right off the bat by far.
Is it you said the hot dog one?
I love the hot dog one, but no, it's the Ratatouille one.
The
where
Ratatouille? Ratatouille?
I fucking died, bro. When when he's running down the street, the raccoon's chasing, and then she jumps on his back.
Yeah, and he's like controlling him with his hair the same way Ratatouille does.
The Ratatouille. It was so fucking funny, dude. That was my favorite universe. Okay, you go ahead.
Mine was probably I don't know what you'd want to call it, that white room or whatever, where the bagel was.
Yeah,
I don't know what is that. I don't know if
that was
counts.
like the final,
like
universe
the final
or something.
universe.
Yeah.
Just everything's, and then she keeps looking back, and then she's in a different one. She looks forward, and it's different. She's looking all around.
Yeah.
And this is the bagel in front. It's like
The bagel looked fucking awesome, and it finally like a movie that talks about the fact of how creepy the concept of an everything bagel is, because you can't have everything on a bagel. The universe would collapse in on itself. You know, that's the whole point she was doing.
it was delicious. Looked delicious.
Yeah, it's a heavy thing, but that's a good one. All right, Mason, favorite universe, you got
Kung
one?
Fu Universe.
That
That one was pretty sick.
That one was the most dramatic because it dealt
Yeah.
with her husband that she never got together with. And that Ki Kwan is in that one. He looks very dapper. He's wearing a suit.
He looks
He
tip-top
very
Magoo.
good.
Yeah,
I
he
know.
does.
Because he plays a big dork throughout the entire thing. You know, big dorky dad. He's got a
Yeah.
fanny pack.
The fanny pack scene was awesome though when he's like,
Oh, and he starts whip. And when he grabs the
Knocks the
rocks,
guy out.
and puts
He puts him in,
and everyone's
like,
like, "What the fuck?"
When he started eating the what is that? Glue stick.
oh, the glue or the chapstick.
I was like,
Yeah.
what the?
I love that bit of writing and theming of like every time you had to skip universes, you had to do something that you've never done before or never would do. So it's like either
Picking gum under a desk, and I was like, oh man.
or shove a trophy up your ass. Remember
Yeah.
when they're all
Yeah, they're all jumping on
that
it.
one
that
makes
huge
sense.
guy that jumps on the really big bowling trophy? It's so fucking funny, dude. Yeah, I like that a lot. But it works out so well because the actors are, you could tell, not questioning it at all. They have 100% confidence in Daniels. I know I heard even before the film came out that Michelle Yeoh was very like worried about like the hot dog scenes and stuff like that and whatnot. Because, you know, you're risking a lot to do those really outlandish. You really, really have to have faith in your director and your team around you that those scenes are going to work. Because no one ever knows what kind of movie they're making when they're making it. No
Well,
one
and then-
knows this is going to be the biggest hit in the world.
My biggest thing is like I understand Foley and I can envision like when I read a screenplay, but imagine as an actor, like getting this screenplay and being like, hold on, this is an A24 film where we're held to these high standards. And like we're talking about hot dog fingers and all these really weird elements in this multiverse film. I would be very nervous. I mean, this is something you have to have full faith in the director, in the company to actually make a good film because
Yes.
this could, done the wrong way, could be the worst film. It could be like a funny B movie film. If
Oh
it's done
yeah,
wrong.
yeah, and you can always tell when actors are half in, half out of a concept or an idea because the scene never works well. But with those fucking hot dog hands, man, they are 100% dedicated into the scene, dude. It's,
Or her and Jamie Lee Curtis just
it's so fucking. It
that's like how
grosses
you,
me out.
yeah, it's like how you kiss in that universe or
And
something.
it's so funny because all these universes, they're not like one line concepts. They're very thought out. In the hot dog universe, people couldn't use their hands, so they've evolved to use their feet for everything. Remember, she's playing piano with her feet, and they're doing like the massage with their feet.
Well, in the soap opera or whatever, the musical that they're watching is the exact same, but it's switched with hot
hot dog
dogs.
hands.
So now in
Yeah.
the emotional romantic scene, they're like fiddling with their fingers.
How did you first feel when she starts seeing other multiverses or universes, and she's like, "Oh, my life was way better when I didn't marry you"? Were you like, "What the fuck?"
Well, that's the
like,
whole
damn,
thing.
that's cold.
Yeah, nothing is black and white in this film. You know, nothing's cut and dry. Every time you think maybe this universe would be the best one, there's something about it that's like, and it just reaffirms that, you know, it may not be on paper you're in the best universe, but you just make the best out of it. And it's like,
Because all your universes have bad things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like one universe, you got fucking hot dog for hands, you know? And you're in love with Jamie Lee Curtis, but is it worth it? You got hot dog for hands. I don't know.
Well, you're asking the right guy. Let me tell you, is it worth it?
You're
I'm gonna
a
have
little
to go
biased.
resounding yes.
But yeah, that's just those were some super heavy themes of like, and like the whole time it's like she's like, oh, Michelle Yeoh, she hates her life. I mean, she's just in a really tough place with the whole audit thing and like her daughter just wants to be close with her. But her Michelle Yeoh is still like 40 years later, she's obsessed with getting the approval of her fucking dad, who hates everything. I love the scene when it's showing her go through the birth and the doctor goes, "I'm sorry, it's a girl."
I was like, oh,
I laughed at that.
I was
And
like,
the dad is he's so upset.
I thought he was just gonna throw it
so
away. I
funny,
was like,
yeah.
what's going on?
He goes, "I'm sorry, sir. It's a girl." He's so mad.
I love how mad Michelle Yeoh's character gets with all the googly eyes everywhere that her husband keeps putting on all the
And then the
packages.
googly eyes come in play. I wasn't sure if it was going to work, but it ends up paying off with even the googly eyes on the rock at the end when she turns around. It just works out. And the Google eye being on her like third eye when she like starts seeing all the
Ascended.
universes. Yeah. The Alpha universe, that's what it was called.
Yeah.
That was the white one, right?
No. The Alpha is who her husband came through.
Oh, we didn't even talk about that. That's a great story. I mean, I want to dive deeper into that, where he was in like this post-apocalyptic universe where they finally figured out how to jump into other universes.
Kind of reminded me of the Matrix in a lot of ways, where it's like
Yeah.
post-apocalyptic in a little van, and they're all like hooked up to.
Constantly moving because she is at this point a god. And she's jumping and she's like hunting them down.
I don't even know if it'd be I mean, can you call it? It seemed like she was beyond that. She was jumping into every.
Well, that's what I'm
universe
saying. I
ever.
mean, she's
It's
like Dr. Manhattan at this point. She's like, I mean,
busted. I was like, how are they gonna beat her?
yeah, that was so good.
It was almost throughout the whole movie. You were just like, she's gonna win. She's gonna win. She's gonna win. They have no chance.
Well, yeah, I mean,
And the only other option was just to try to kill the other.
God, and that was
other
that was
Joy,
a
and I
good
was like,
scene too,
damn.
where they're at the very end and they're walking up the stairs towards the everything bagel, and the guys got the trophies waving out of their ass and stuff, and they're all fighting. Yeah, man, that was yeah.
She beat them with the power of love and friendship.
Oh yeah, she starts
Okay.
giving them everything that they want or whatever.
Well, yeah, that's interesting. Throughout the dimensions and all the different characters, like what she realizes, like you have to give these people happiness.
Yeah.
Right.
Great fucking movie. Yeah, I really liked it.
Do you ever think we'll see anything like this? And obviously, it can't be the exact, but like anything
No.
like this ever again.
And that's what I liked so much about it, is it was
originality.
so fucking unique. I mean,
I don't think anyone's willing to do the work that they put in for this film
that's
with
true.
all the multiverses and all the jumping with the instant into your different universe and all the costume changes. I mean, definitely
no.
classic.
Well, and how impressive is it too that, I mean, you look at a film like this, you see all the choreography, all the editing, all the special effects, that they were able to make a film like this for less than $30 million. It was $25 million budget. Like, I think to me, that's literally one of the most impressive things about this movie.
Yeah, because everything could have looked kind of cheesy and hokey, but everything looked fucking amazing.
I don't know what else they could have done to improve the film. Do you have any clues or ideas?
No, I
I
said,
think it just worked out well with the way that they did it. They didn't really need to
yeah, and
spend any more money.
in between Swiss Army Man and this, it took them 6 years to make, and I'm sure 2 years of that was just working on this script. But like I said, this is one of the best films I've seen in probably the last decade. It's gonna be hard to beat for my number one, but yeah, it's I don't have any comments on it that they can improve on. I love that they used a practical effect for Raccoon-a-Tooie. They use like a puppet. I love that.
The one time he's speaking when he's all locked up in the kennel or whatever, the cage.
They're like
singing
like
his heart out.
Ratatouille. He's like, no. She's like, no, Ratatouille, the raccoon. They're like, nah, it's a rat.
That part was so, it was almost heartbreaking where she tears his hat off because he's a hibachi chef. He's not like a fancy chef at all. The only hat that would work would be the hibachi tall.
Super tall hat. Yeah, to hide a giant raccoon.
I know. But yeah, I just think it worked out, and I would love to see like a behind the scenes of how they did everything too.
They should. That would actually normally for film. I don't really care to see a
Yeah.
documentary, but for a film like this,
You
I would
definitely
like to
want
see
to
how they made it. Yeah,
Yeah,
What actor do you feel killed their role the best?
I thought
throughout the
Kwan
film?
for me.
I think Kwan
just-
did amazing. Yeah,
And it's funny because I was just about to bring that up. I love the way that like he would, and it was so instantaneous, and obviously it sets for the screenplay and everything. But he'll go from like the dorky, shy, timid dad to this fucking kung fu multiverse killer. You know?
yeah, he's
in a
still got it,
heartbeat.
man. And he had that whole heartbreaking subplot of the divorce going on.
Yeah.
Was, where he would come back from the Alpha universe and he lost his Evelyn there or whatever, so he loved her, but then his version, was debating on not being with her anymore.
I mean, yeah, shit. I'd probably do the same thing. She was.
Oh, she was
not happy.
horrible. No, she was very
Didn't have
depressed.
time
clearly.
for it. Didn't have time for anything. Daughter's like, "Will you love me?" She's like, "Nah." Husband's
No.
like, "Will you love me?" He's like, "Nah."
But she's running a fucking business and they're being audited, which is the
most
shittiest fucking
stressful,
thing. Yeah, it's
yeah,
just so
horrible
shitty.
thing.
Yeah.
like karaoke's are right off. She's like, "No."
Yeah, it's yeah.
And it's actually, it does have a very deep meaning because though Evelyn is realizing what it takes to make everyone else happy, this story, the overarching theme is literally about her happiness. As we kind of touched up a little bit on, with her daughter and whatnot, but it's literally her journey to try to find happiness by being okay in her dimension, in her universe.
Yeah. Well, she was driving so hard for like happiness. Like she was forcing it to happen.
Trying to open up a second business
Yeah,
while
exactly.
being audited.
Yeah, she was like forcing it to be, but she was missing out on everything. Missing out on her daughter, missing out on her husband, because she was forcing them to be happy. But she had to realize, that being happy is being present, in the moment.
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. No.
I was gonna say interesting concept with the whole daughter storyline, but if she had accepted her daughter and her daughter was happier in her own universe, would that have prevented with Jobu Tupaki from coming to this one
That's a
because
great
she
name,
saw
too, Jobu Tupaki. Yeah,
that she was happy and this is the only universe that she was happy in?
I think
Do you
so.
think that would have just made half the film non-needed just because she was
Well-
happy? But if she would have at the beginning been like, "Oh yeah, this is my daughter. I love her. I want her to be happy. This is her girlfriend," to this very old traditional.
Well, the whole
Asian
concept
man.
happened because in the Alpha universe, fucking Jobu Tupaki was remember her mom experimented on her. She cared about her even less than she did in this universe to a point where it drove.
It's not
Jobu
easy to get
Tupaki
those
to become a
lab rats.
super god villain. Yeah, and kill everyone.
But I do think you bring up a good point because if Jobu Tupaki, had saw that she would have been happy in one universe, she would not have had that nihilistic tendency, to be like nothing matters. I just want to go into the void. And
Said in every universe, she was always not happy,
Right.
disappointed.
And when you're
hated
going
her
through
life,
infinite universes and you're constantly finding that out, it can be a little
always
depressing.
it always comes back to it doesn't work out. So I
Yeah.
kind of get her whole nihilistic view because nothing truly matters.
Well, I love that she was super well written, where she wasn't just evil. She was attempting to find happiness. But she had no idea where to go. So she was like, "I'm just gonna throw everything at this bagel, and eventually, I'll throw something in there, and it'll make me happy."
Well,
but she wasn't. She wasn't finding
It
any
was
happiness.
she wanted to destroy herself, not necessarily everything. right?
Yeah, yeah.
But in destroying herself, she would destroy everything.
The entire universe, yeah. Heavy fucking themes for
Yeah,
sure.
definitely.
Yeah, I mean, something that's why I really want to go back and rewatch this, to really,
Understand it
absorb
all.
all those fucking themes.
Were you obviously you knew the movie wasn't over, but when it had the end at the part where
she's in
died,
the universe,
Yeah.
right?
where she died, were you like, "What? Where's this going?" Were you confused?
No, definitely not.
No.
I mean, I'm sure there absolutely were some people in the theater that, but
Just got
I
up
knew
and
exactly,
left.
I knew exactly what kind of movie
Yeah,
this was
she's
going to be
dead,
in.
leave.
Yeah. I mean, well, not get up and leave, but like just be confused by it for sure. But I love that. I love that kind of weird kind of theming throughout the entire
I
film.
know. Me and Devin saw this together, and I walked out of the theater, and you asked me right away. You're like, "Did you like it?" And I was like, "Yeah, I liked it." But like with a film like this, like it takes me a long time to.
You seem disappointed, and
I,
I was,
and
I was
that's
like,
what
that's
that's
it.
what when I go to a film with someone, like, and if it's like heavy like this, I have to process a film and like really think about the overarching theme and everything surrounding the film, because it was a lot to take in. Like as soon as the movie was over, I was like, okay, I need my space, I need my time, I need to just think about this film and contemplate on it. But you know, obviously I did enjoy this film quite a bit. It's just, and it sounds bad when I say it's not my favorite film of the year, but it's still definitely going to hit a top 10 for me. I mean, unquestionably. But
Yeah.
it just probably won't be number one. I do know what my number one is, actually, and I saw it this weekend.
Yeah, I love the concept. I just don't think, when we talked about it a little bit earlier, but I don't think you will ever see a fucking movie like this. And
No.
and when movies come out like that, they just stick around for a really, really long time. You know?
It'll be a cult classic for sure.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, everyone I've talked to has said that they like this film, but a few people have also said that it's one of the best films that they've seen.
Did you like this film more than the Batman? Either of you?
Yes, I did. Yes. Oh yeah.
See, no, I like the Batman more.
Oh yeah.
But I hate saying that because it makes it sound like I didn't like
No,
the
no,
movie,
no. I
but-
know these are, the Batman and this are gonna be like top 10 like forever.
for sure.
The
Batman
Batman,
will be
Everything
higher
Everywhere All
on
at
my
Once, The Northman, maybe Doctor Strange or whatever other movies are coming out this year. But yeah, I know what you mean. But
I think for me, it
'Cause
would
the-
be impossible for this film not to hit my top 10.
yeah.
it has to.
So that's the
just with the work put in, it has to be. But also, the Batman had it was heavy too to consume. It had
Right.
very dark themes. So coming out, I noticed that this one took you longer to process than the Batman.
yeah,
Well,
because
this film is a lot heavier than the Batman is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
It
but
deals
that was
with a
that was
lot.
my only comparison because that was the last film we've seen together
we
was
saw
the
together,
Batman.
yeah.
And then
the,
this one.
the Batman, if as far as comic book movies goes, yeah, it's heavy, it's darker for sure. But I mean, this film deals with a
I
lot
think-
heavier themes than the Batman does.
I think I'm also familiar with Batman, so it was easier for me to digest. Whereas,
Well, after 20 movies, I would hope so.
right. But like when I came into this, like I knew nothing about it. Obviously, I knew it was interdimensional traveling and time traveling and in different realms, but I had no context to what the story was about. So like for me, in those kind of films where they're heavy on that, I just have to
Yeah,
take my time.
some people, for some people that can definitely be jarring, but I love that unfamiliar aspect of it and not knowing what I'm going to get into, and it being just as weird as I thought it was going to be, which is rarely happens, But I should have guessed because Swiss Army Man was a lot weirder than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, for sure. I love the ending to Swiss Army Man too.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite.
And both
endings.
have fucking excellent scores. The music in this one, it was really, really good. Swiss Army Man was really good too, but this one had music from like Andre 3000, David Byrne. There was a lot of music in this. I love
loud. It was loud in the theater.
Yeah,
super loud.
When they did the,
yeah.
I was like, God damn.
I loved it.
blew out my eardrums.
Yeah, it was. What was your favorite part? Because there is 3 parts to this, I believe.
Oh yeah, everything, everywhere, and then
Yeah.
all at once.
Yeah,
I gotta say, all at once, I love the ending. The combination of everything falling apart for everyone, and then it all kind of regaining some sense and reason to it. With the hibachi chef, his life falling apart after he lost
And
raccoon.
boy,
too.
did it fall apart.
That guy went into a dark depression after he lost.
it
that
was like
raccoon.
5 minutes, and he was just depressed already. And
Oh
I was
my
like,
God, yeah.
Animal Control got there like that, and I was like,
Well,
already?
you hear a raccoon and hibachi chef, you got to get in there. You got to get that raccoon out of there.
I would say probably everything for me. The first part was part 1 was probably my favorite, just for like the introductions and then the crazy aspect of like Quan instantly jumping into this body that was this dorky dad and then fighting. I love the opening fight scenes. I thought they were so cool, especially with the fanny pack.
Fanny pack was
It was
awesome,
just
yeah.
so cool for me.
Mine is either Everywhere or All at Once, whatever.
So funny, we all have 3 different ones.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
perfect. It's perfect.
Well, Everywhere because I like to see the different multiverse switches. So towards the end, and I think is the rock scene in Everywhere or is that in All at Once? I believe that's in Everywhere, correct?
Yeah, I thought it was everything.
I think it might even be both because they go
Yeah.
back to the rock scene too at one
do.
point.
So I might be Everywhere just because of all the changes, the outfit changes, all the scenery. It's
Yeah,
Tremendous.
All of
everything,
it just worked out.
everywhere, all,
All
at
at
once.
once.
Yeah, there
but
we go.
I like the All at Once ending
But as far as Act 1, Act 2, Act 3 go, I mean, it's very fluid, and the pacing is incredible in this film. There's not...
Especially for a 2-hour, 20-minute film, which is really hard to accomplish a good pacing.
Yeah, for sure.
It paid off in the end for sure.
It's going to pay off for A24 too, because it's making, at least it made its budget back, which A24 films don't always do.
Yeah.
But this film is going to do really good on video on demand for sure, because
I'm going to rent it on video on demand just to support, like, when it comes to films like this, like new original ideas, you have to, guys. If you are movie fans, you have to support films like this.
yeah,
You
but
know.
A24 is killing it this year, man. They're doing a lot of firsts. This is their first quote unquote action film. They did their first slasher, and
The first time ever a sequel or a prequel.
well, yes, they will. I don't know if that's coming out this year though.
No. But
Yeah, they just confirmed.
they
But
are.
Pearl?
they're having
Pearl, yeah.
Yeah.
a very, very good year. And that's awesome for A24 because you want to see it happen, especially when every company is merging into one giant company. You want to see
Did
Just no
boutique
original
studios.
ideas outside of A24. Like, there's just so many rehashings and
Not
reimaginings.
A24.
And I'm like, God.
which is so crazy to me.
Is there any other A24 films coming out this year
Men's
that
coming
are big?
out this
Oh,
month.
besides Men, yeah.
looks
Yeah,
fucking
Men's coming out this
awesome.
month.
Yeah, Alex
And
Garland
then,
directing that. I'm
there's-
sure there's other small.
Oh,
Yeah,
this
there's
month?
a couple other ones. I believe it's either this month or the beginning of May is when Men comes out.
I thought
know
that was
it's
summer for some reason.
I know it's very soon. Men movie. Let me check real quick.
Men movie.
That's what I type in. Men movie. So it is releasing May 2022. That's what it says. 20th of May in the United States,
Oh, okay.
and then the United Kingdom is coming out June 1st.
That had an interesting trailer. Wasn't sure what to expect at first. I didn't really know what it was going with, but
That's
But
going to be
Alex
fucking
Garland-
awesome. Alex Garland
Yeah.
is
He's an
amazing.
awesome director.
Yeah.
I know when I went to go see The Northman, I was sitting next to a group of guys, and then this trailer came on. It said Alex Garland. Those guys fucking flipped out.
Really?
Dude.
what else has he done?
Should have talked to them.
Ex Machina and
Oh, okay.
Annihilation.
Amazing, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I know that guy. Okay.
Both films, two of my favorite sci-fi films of the last decade, probably, I would say. I love Alex Garland.
Yeah, I like.
A24,
If I
man,
had
they're
to choose,
snatching up the best directors.
They really are, as they should. I mean, if you're a director, like, to hell with the big budget films, do films that you can really be creative and really put a
Yeah.
stamp on, like, the next era of film.
Well, it's pretty rare when a director can do a passion project. Usually it takes a director, 20 years to do a passion project, no matter who you are, Spielberg or anything. But A24 films, every single one feel like a passion project for the director.
I would be
They're so
remiss if
weird.
I didn't mention the Russos helping produce this as well.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
very interesting. Yeah.
That's right.
They produce some wacky shit. I mean, they're like, some stuff is good, some stuff's bad. But one good thing is they got money. And that's what you need in a producer.
Yeah,
That's what
I'd
you
say
need
they
in-
have a
yeah.
little bit of that.
But also they know action too. So maybe they came in at one point and kind of helped out with like the choreography and stuff. But
Well,
Michelle
paid
Yeoh,
off.
Michelle Yeoh knows enough where she could probably choreograph some of her own
For
scenes.
herself. She's
Yeah.
like, let me handle this, guys.
Step
Well,
back, guys.
You're working long hours, Michelle. She's like, trust me, I've got this
Michelle.
stuff. Michelle.
Are the Russo brothers also the ones doing that Borderlands film, or is that someone else?
I know they did Extraction and obviously
Extraction, yes.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
getting a sequel, right?
Yes.
Yes,
And
definitely.
I am much more excited for that than Cash is. The story, I don't know. When a film shoots those long scenes, like 6 minutes of action, I just appreciate that choreography so much. I get the story.
But anyone
was-
can do that, really.
Yeah, but
But
you
they
can
don't.
Take,
I
you can take
respect
a
it.
month to do it. Anyone
Yeah.
can do it. But
I respect it though.
But yeah, that's the only thing that they have coming out is Extraction 2.
Is A24?
They're not directing that though.
Does A24 do any TV shows or just films?
Just film.
No, they do
Would
TV
you
shows.
Would you like them to do more TV shows?
They did that one that we liked on Hulu a lot. That was Alex Garland.
Oh,
The Carmichael Show at
no,
home
that's
with
the
Amy.
FX show. I'm thinking of
Euphoria. Oh, they do Euphoria.
Do they really?
That's what it says.
Oh, A24
Oh.
does do Euphoria, but
I never saw
no.
Euphoria.
What's that one called with?
I don't know. Scroll down.
It's got Ron Swanson in it,
No, that was an FX one.
but it was A24 on FX. I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Yeah, that's
I can't remember.
that's so
I'll never
frustrating.
know what it is.
whatever it's called. Filmography.
A24. I mean, Euphoria is probably bringing in their most money right now. That
would.
show is.
That's
fucking
all I hear about, and I haven't
Yeah, I
read
know.
or watched it once.
Have you guys seen it?
Oh, I know it's a lot of high schoolers fucking.
Oh,
Can we stop with the
A24 just it's the 5 highest grossing are Hereditary 81 million, Lady Bird 79 million, Moonlight. Man, the
Uncut
Northman
Gems.
is gonna need to make.
It's
gonna
almost
need a bump.
like my favorite A24 film did the best. Crazy.
It's probably the best one.
It is.
Yeah, I would have to say Hereditary. That's the
Uncut Gems is so good though. Fuck.
How was Moonlight? I never got to see it.
Moonlight was
Moonlight's
good.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
It won.
sad.
Best Picture that year.
It did.
Or did it?
Or did it?
Yeah.
Maybe that was a year. Whoopsie daisy.
Oh, Warren Beatty. If he has anything to say.
Yeah, what was up with that? Why are people so upset about that?
Well, because they
He
announced
said the wrong name.
film. Like for best
You don't
picture,
remember
the
that?
biggest award you can get, and they pulled it out and they read the wrong.
He pulled
film.
a Steve Harvey. Remember when he
Yeah.
did it with Miss
With the-
America?
Yeah,
Miss
pageant.
Universe?
Well, you know,
Yeah.
Miss America.
It was Miss
maybe.
Universe, I think.
Or Universe,
Yeah.
whatever.
But yeah, I don't know
It's like, psych.
why we're. It's classic. But yeah, I would definitely recommend you go and see this film in theaters. Devin, recommend it? Yay or nay?
Yeah, of course.
There you go.
Me and you are teaming up today. It's unusual.
It's a strong team.
I know. Mason just doesn't like the film enough, I feel like.
God
but-
dang it, guys! I hate that. I hate that. It's gonna probably hit my top 5. Okay,
I know that you liked it. I obviously
did
didn't
like
have
it,
it
yeah.
on the same level, but yeah, I get that you liked
Wrecked
it.
up for the Northman, I guess.
It can't be. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, dude.
some movies are gonna vibe with other people, so I do it. But it was a good movie. You would say that though.
Oh, for sure, and I'd recommend it to everyone. Like,
yeah, for sure.
Again, this is a great film.
A24 just throwing out the hits. It's hard to say which ones are the best.
Yeah.
I mean,
Is
that's
there even
just how good
another
they are.
company that's combating with?
No,
Films
with
such
how
as these?
good it is consistently, not even close.
Pixar at one point, but I don't even know if you could say they are doing it anymore. Yeah, all right.
All right. Well, that is our review for Everywhere or Everything Everywhere All at Once. If you guys like what you've seen here, please be sure to smash that like button, comment below, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification as we drop videos here every single day. Thank you so much for watching and listening. My name is Mason Knight. That is Devin Davis, Cash Kraus. And until next time.
Bye.
Don't do that.